Learning Objective 4. Prepare analysis showing whether a special order should be accepted. A special order is a one-time order, which is not considered a part of the company's normal going business, usually with significantly lower than normal selling price. When analyzing a special order, only the incremental costs and benefits are relevant. The existing fixed manufacturing overhead costs will not be affected by the order, so they are not relevant. Let's take a look at example. Jet Incorporated makes a single product whose normal selling price is $20 per unit. A foreign distributor offers to purchase 3,000 units for $10 per unit. This is a one-time order which will not affect the company's regular business. Annual capacity is 10,000 units, but Jet Incorporated is currently producing and selling only 5,000 units. Should Jet accept the offer? This is Jet Incorporated contribution income statement. Total revenue $100,000 is calculated by 5,000 units multiplied by $20 selling price per unit. Variable costs include direct materials, direct labor, manufacturing overhead, and marketing costs. Total variable costs $40,000. We use $40,000 divided by 5,000 units, and we can get $8. We assume $8 is unit variable cost. Contribution margin is the difference between sales or revenue and total variable costs. This is $60,000. Minus fixed costs, including manufacturing overhead and marketing costs. And we can get net operating income $12,000. Now, we can use incremental analysis. We calculate incremental revenue and incremental costs. For special order, selling price $10 each unit. The customer offers to purchase 3,000 units. So we use 3,000 units multiplied by $10. Total $30,000. This is increase in revenue. Variable cost per unit $8. 3,000 multiplied by $8, and we can get increase in total costs. Specifically, this is increase in variable costs, $24,000, and the difference, positive $6,000. This is increase in net income. So the answer is yes. If Jet accepts a special order, incremental revenue exceeds the incremental costs. Net operating income will increase by $6,000. Here, we do assume fixed costs are unavoidable, and variable marketing costs must be incurred on a special order. Learning Objective 5. Determine the most profitable use of a constrained resource. Companies are forced to make volume trade-off decisions when they don't have enough capacity to produce all of the products and sales volumes demanded by their customers. In these situations, companies must trade off or sacrifice production of some products in favor of others in the effort to maximize profits. When a limited resource of some type restricts the company's ability to satisfy demand. The company is said to have a constraint. The machine or process which is limiting overall output is called the bottleneck. It's a constraint. Fixed costs are usually unaffected in these situations. So the product mix, which maximizes the company's total contribution margin, should ordinarily be selected. A company should not necessarily promote those products which have the highest unit contribution margins. Instead, total contribution margin will be maximized by promoting those products or accepting those orders that provide the highest contribution margin in relation to the constraining resource. So the key to decision making is contribution margin per unit of limited resource. Let's take a look at the example. Inson Company produces 2 products and select the data as following. For product 1 and product 2, we have selling price per unit, variable expenses per unit, and we can calculate unit contribution margin by the difference. So for product 1, unit contribution margin $24. Product 2, unit contribution margin $15. Current demand per week, 2,000 units for product 1, 2,200 units for product 2. Contribution margin ratio can be calculated by dividing unit contribution margin by unit selling price. For product 1, $24 divided by $60, and we can get 40%. Product 2, $15 divided by $50, and we can get 30%. Processing time required on machine A1 per unit. For product 1, 1 minute. Product 2, 0.5 minute. Additional information. Machine A1 is a constrained resource and is being used at 100% of its capacity. There's excess capacity on all other machines. Machine A1 has a capacity over 2,400 minutes per week. Should Inson focus its efforts on product 1 or product 2? The key to make the decision is a contribution margin per unit of a constrained resource. In the case here, it's contribution margin per minute. Because machine A1 is a constrained resource, and it has a capacity over 2,400 minutes per week. So let's calculate contribution margin per minute. For product 1, unit contribution margin $24. For each unit, it requires 1 minute to produce. $24 divided by 1, and we can get $24. This is contribution margin per minute. For product 2, unit contribution margin $15. It requires 0.5 minute to produce 1 unit. $15 divided by 0.5, and we can get $30 contribution margin per minute. And this is higher than that of product 1. Because product 2 has a higher contribution margin over $30 per minute of the constrained resource. So Inson should emphasize product 2. To maximize its contribution margin, Inson should first produce product 2, and then use remaining capacity to produce product 1. Let's see the calculation. Weekly demand for product 2, 2,200 units. For each unit, it requires 0.5 minutes to produce. So total time required to produce product 2 is calculated by 2,200 units multiplied by 0.5, and then we can get 1,100 minutes. Machine A1 has capacity 2,400 minutes per week. So after producing 2,200 units of product 2 by using 1,100 minutes, the remaining minutes to produce product 1 is 1,300. For each unit of product 1, it requires 1 minute. So total 1,300 units of product 1 can be produced with remaining capacity. Weekly demand for product 1 is 2,000 units. To make up the insufficient capacity, Inson can purchase the remaining 700 units of product 1 from outside supplier. According to the plan, Inson will produce 2,200 units of product 2 and 1,300 product 1. Contribution margin is presented in this table. For product 1 and product 2, we can use units produced multiplied by unit contribution margin, and we can get contribution margin for product 1 and 2 respectively. We add up together, we can get the total contribution margin for Inson is $64,200. Learning Objective 6. Determine the value of obtaining more of the constrained resource. Increasing the capacity of a constrained resource should lead to increased production and sales. How much should Inson be willing to pay for additional minute of lathe time? The additional lathe time would be used to make more units of product 1. Product 1 has contribution margin per minute $24. Inson should be willing to pay up to $24 per minute. This equals the contribution margin per minute of machine time, which would be earned producing more units of product 1.